have been liking what we've been doing at MK Dons, and the promotion push is coming on really well. Though this screen might change soon because interest is hovering around our services and we could be moving on pretty quickly. Roll intro. Hello and welcome to episode 4 of Non-League to Glory of Club 2. I'm Adam, and on today's episode we should have been playing a couple of games, one against Port Vale, so let's have a look. We were supposed to be playing Port Vale away and Grimsby away as we see where we progress in the league. But as you can see, I've been offered a new job. And it's a pretty good job, and I don't think I can turn it down. I was hoping to take MK Dons up the and out of this league, but realistically this is about gaining that glory, and Fulham give me a better chance to do that. And so looking at it, £14.5 million transfer budget, a £725 per week wage budget, they're offering me £11,000 per week on a 2-year deal. And for those that don't know me, I support Fulham, and so the negotiations are probably going to happen, and I'm probably going to accept the deal, because in reality they're offering me a lot more. I mean, let's look what I'm on at the moment. So my contract info, I'm being paid £1,800 per week. My contract ends at the end of next season. Even if I was to get a promotion wage rise, that doesn't match it. And so, having only been here, where were we? In September, 6 months later, we have a job offer. And so that is where we are at the moment. Let's have a look firstly. So since I was last with you, we had finished our game against Newport and Tottenham. And up until Luton, we were in some real form. If you take that Tottenham game out of the way, because that's the FA Cup, we hadn't had a defeat since the end of December against Shrewsbury. They included a 3-0 victory over Bristol City. Let's take that one out. 2-1 win over Southend, 5-0 over Gillingham, 2-1 over Burton, 3-0 over Newport, 3-1 over Ipswich, a draw with Middlesbrough, 1-0 at Scunthorpe and Peterborough. Just before this Luton game, we started to get some injuries. I'll show you those in a minute. Smith hadn't scored for a while until the last game, so we were running into a little bit of problem before we played Port Vale. Now, our running of Port Vale, Grimsby, Rochdale, Lincoln looks a pretty good march and would probably get us into that playoffs. If we have a look at the table where we are, we're 10th. A couple of games ago, we were 5th. And so I've got to look at this realistically now. With what's happened over this, when I took over, we have put some runs together, but I think we may fall short of the playoffs. There's interest being shown in the players. We have injuries. Reece James, again, I think this is the 4th time he's been injured. Gilby's got a torn ankle ligament. He's out for the season. Key player in that midfield centre. His understudy, which was David Kasumu, is out for another 2 weeks. We've had Tom Backhouse, who is our youth player, injured. Sam Smith's been injured. Stuart Moore's been injured. We've also had Niall Keown injured. And there's been a couple more in there. But I also have to look at that. MK Dons are leaking money all over the place, and it's nothing we've done. We've reduced the wage bill, we've done everything we needed to do. They're just leaking money, and without going up, by the end of next season we'll be £10 million in debt. I have got no hope of I realistically believe we won't go up this season, even if we were to make the playoffs, which means we'll be £10 million in debt even if we win promotion to the Championship. We'd then really need to get promotion into the Premier League, and I think we'd be gone bust by then. I could see points deductions and all sorts coming, so realistically there's not much I can do. I have enjoyed my time at MK Dons, so if we look at the club vision, we're on course for the wage budget. Delighted with the fight bravely against relegation. went past the third round. EFL trophy we failed on. They rate me as an A+, which is nice to see. And we have developed players using the club's youth system, but I don't think that'll trigger on until next season, when you see that we have been using Backhouse is one, Dice is one, and there's a couple more that have now gone into the reserves since we got some players in. Let's look at this in another way, and let's look at Fulham. So first of all, this is the squad, and we see Bettinelli's there, Hector's there, Lamarchard, Seri, Anguissa, Curtis Jones they've signed, Anoma, Carlin Grant, Stefan Johansson, Tom Kearney. So there's a bulk of that Fulham team that you'd expect to be challenging in there. Let's get back onto here. They were predicted to be mid-table. I'm guessing with the sides that's come down, such as Newcastle, and then you've got the sides like Leeds, Forest and West Brom who were relegated, Birmingham, who were relegated. Let's have a look at the transfers, because I don't see Mitrovic in there. 37 million in, 6.7 Alfie Mawson, 17 million for Matt O'Reilly, 7 million for Joe O'Brien, 22 million in the previous season, 12 million for Mitrovic. Right. So we'll be in the Championship. We will not be relegated. I don't think we're going to go up. Let's have another look at this. I don't think we're going to go up, although we're only 6 points off. So if I can get them playing, I think we've got to take it. And although I don't want to cut the club too short, it's probably the only thing that I can do. Let's start that negotiations. 2-year contract, relegation wage drop, top division promotion wage rise. Let's see if we can get 12 out of them. No, 11.5. 11.5. Ladies and gentlemen, we're on to Club 3. This is the end of our trip with MK Dons, the start of a brand new journey at Fulham. MK Dons have been paid 230,000. We got them out of relegation. In fact, we're knocking on the doors of the League One before we left. But I'm the Fulham manager now, being paid £11,500 per week. We'll be in the Championship with, I must say, a big squad. Current season 12th, 4th round of the FA Cup knocked out, and 3rd round of the EFL Cup knocked out. Club history: Sky Bet Championship 1949 and 2001, Sky Bet League One 1999, Calor Gas League Premier Division 1906 and 07, and English 3rd Division South 1932. We've got a 28,000 seat stadium, excellent training facilities, good youth recruitment, 3-star reputation. Media predicted originally to be 4th in the table. Looks like a good challenge and something where we could get into the Premier League. The problem I'll have is, as a Fulham supporter, hard to leave Fulham when those job opportunities come. So we are very used to this formation, a 4-3-3 formation. They're showing me Christie at the left, but that's got to be wrong. But this is what they think. Bettinelli in goal, Romeo on the right, Moore and Lamarchard in the centre, Christie on the left, Anguissa in the holding, Seri and Johansson, Jones on the left, Halolovic on the right, and Carlin Grant up front. We have a fair amount of loan players out, including Martel Taylor-Crossdale, who was with us at Alfreton, who wasn't that good. Jay Stansfield, who we had on loan at Alfreton, who was pretty nifty. I know Carvalho. Key player, Jean-Michel Seri. Captain, Marcus Bettinelli. So that hot prospect, Marius Nicolau. So we'll have a look at him. Let's get in and let's have a quick look round Fulham. This is our club vision. Club culture is a complex one. Develop players using the club's youth system. that's doable. Play possession football, which we do. Play attacking football, we sort of do. We play a positive football, but it always ends up being an attacking style. Sign players under the age of 23 for the first team. It's preferred, so we'll have to look at that one. It depends who we get offered and how we want to get out of the division. Do not sign players over the age of 30. I'm fine with that. Work within the wage budget. Sign players to sell for profit. I'm not afraid to selling a player or two if there's money. Minimum 2-year contracts for first team players. They want to reach the championship playoffs at the end of this season. With 6 points off, we're going to have to hit the ground running. And there's 9 games left, so we will see. It'd be crazy to think we're in the Premier League if we could do it by the end of that. FA Cup 4th round, that's been and done, and the 3rd round's been and done. They want to work towards being an established Premier League team. Then again, and that's basically what they want, literally just promotion to the Premier League and stay there, which the only thing will be motoring on this season. Yes, all those. We'll do all these offline. What we're going to do is have a quick look round the squad now. So this is the first team squad. What we're actually going to do, we don't want to go to tactics. Filter. Let's build everybody in there. So by current ability, our top players are Jean-Michel Seri, 4-star current ability, 4-star potential. He is wanted by Sampdoria with a value of 12 million. We are playing him a lot. Taylor Moore on 3.5-star current ability, 4-star potential ability. 24-year-old, valued at 6 million. We signed him for 2.3 million from Bristol City. We have Stefan Johansson, who's still here. 3.5-star current ability, 3.5-star potential ability. Has a value of 6 million, 3.5-star. Has been there since day dots 2016. Ever present this season with 23 games. Is getting on a bit, 31 years old now, only on 24 grand a week. Andre Frank Anguissa, Segundo Volante, 3.5-star current ability, 4-star potential ability, 64 grand a week, 2024, worth 10.25 million. This Fulham team has players worth lots of money. This is far different than what we've been used to. Marlon Romeo, worth 7.5 million. Right back was signed from Millwall for 5.5 million. 3.5-star current ability, 3.5-star potential ability. Curtis Jones is wanted by Aston Villa and Birmingham. Left winger, can play as an attacking midfielder and up top. 3.5-star current ability, 5-star potential ability. Was signed for just 1.6 million. Now that looks a bargain buy to me. Tom Kearney, I'm guessing former club captain, because Bettinelli is the club captain now. 3.5-star current ability, 3.5-star potential ability. He is 31, 30 grand a week till 2024. Worth 11 million. That sort of age we will be hoping to cash in on. Has had 3 good seasons though, and will be key. Marcus Bettinelli, who I believe is the club captain of the previous manager, 3.5-star current ability, 3.5-star potential ability, is the best keeper at the club. Where's Rodak gone? Hammond and Lass behind him, ever present now for Fulham, in and out seasons in between. Alan Halilovic, 25-year-old Croatian, can play on the right, 3.5-star current ability, 4-star potential ability, is worth 9.25 million, was signed for just 2.3 million from Milan. Maxime Lamarchard wants to go back to France. Best left back. Second best centre back. I'd rather play Hector. If you want to go back, you can go. Absolutely. Quite happy for him to go at the end of the season. Josh Anoma, 3-star current ability, 4-star potential ability, can play on the left, worth 5.75 million. Has been with the team for the last 3 seasons. Carlin Grant, 3-star current ability, 4-star potential ability, was a 6.25 million size. Only 8 goals this season, and only hit 5 the season before that. Yeah, we will see. Niskan's Cabano is still there and has another year in his contract. 29-year-old, 3-star current ability, 3-star potential ability. Been with Fulham for a long time. Played 38 games last season. Very surprising. Who else can we spot? We'll look at potentials in a minute. The rest are pretty much a muchness, and here's our potentials. Now, according to this, we have a fair amount of good young players. Some of these will be regens. Peter Turner is a regen. 5-star potential, 1.5-star current, 17-year-old, only signed until 2023. We'll have to look at the contract on that one. Another one is Brighter J, 60-year-old defensive midfielder. Again, looks very promising. He is wanted by Leicester. We will have to get the contract situation sorted with him. Another one, Chris Manning, who is a 16-year-old, wanted by Newcastle and Nottingham Forest. 5-star potential, looks pretty handy. We have Marius Nicolau, 18-year-old, 2.5-star current ability, 5-star potential ability, central defender, who is contracted till 2023. Aidan Fitzpatrick. There is a lot of good youngsters here. Fitzpatrick was a signing from Norwich, 240,000. He has played this season a lot of games, 60. He's guessing Halilovic and Cabano's understudy on that right hand side. 5-star potential, Scottish player. Fabio Carvalho, currently on loan at Shrewsbury, 2.5-star current ability. I think he's, 5-star? Yeah, 5-star potential ability. Has had a loan at Northampton in League 2, moved up to League 1, so he's starting to be ready for near the Championship. Curtis Jones was looked at. Mateo Tomic, Croatian central midfielder, 2-star current ability, 5-star potential ability, signed from NK Istra 1961. And then we'll look at these few here. Let's have a look. John O'Brien, 80-year-old central midfielder. You know what? This youth system at Fulham is better than I expected, for the simple reason that the regens are really coming through. Jack Burns on the left, 1.5-star current ability, 4.5-star potential ability, another regen, 17 years old. Chung Ka Chun is a Hong Kong centre back, 1.5-star current ability, 4.5-star potential ability, brought through Fulham's team. He is actually wanted. Transfer: Cardiff, Newcastle, Stoke, Swansea, Wigan. So we do have George Wickens, 20-year-old, 2-star current ability, 4.5-star potential ability, first loan season at Wrexham. These are the players we've already looked at. And then we go down to here, Samuel Mohammed, Colin Hurley, wanted by a lot of teams. So we're going to have to get in Stansfield, who's pretty good player, I think. He is in real life. Really good youngster. So he's at Alfreton now. We'll see how he gets on, and then you're looking that he might struggle. We've got Peter Turner, a 70-year-old, and Chris Manning, a 16-year-old, who look like they could be something very special. Does it actually say? Let's have a look. Potential to be. It's currently north-south, so they need some loans out to get that playing time under the belt. But that could be interesting. Let's flick this back off now. And so we have squad depth, and we can see we have Bettinelli, decent keeper, and we have Ashby Hammond back up. That left is struggling somewhat. Bryan, where did Joe Bryan go to? Let's have a look. So Joe Bryan went to Brighton for just 7 million. So Joe Bryan left, and we've been left with just Lamarchard, who is a centre-back, really. He can play the full, but he wants to play there. But he wants to go back to France. He's unhappy. But behind that, we don't have much, because we have Chris State, who wants to play on the right, and then Tim Ream, who's a centre-back. in the centre we have Moore, Lamarchard, Hector, and the youngster Nicolau. So it'd be interesting to see him. The right we have Romeo, Christie. Moore can play there. We need to set this up once we've got our gegenpress in there, because that's the system that most suits. Sere, Zambo, Anoma. The bits that concern me are we don't have an out-and-out goal scorer, although how we're going to find Carl Grant is exactly like Sam Smith. Sam Smith wasn't scoring under the previous manager. And the left doesn't fill me with confidence. Anyway, what happened, what I want to know is what happened to the previous managers. He was sacked, I'm guessing because they wanted to be fourth. Our club vision, they want the playoffs. Let's have a look at this schedule. Let's first have a look at finances. 9.93 million in the bank, 14.6 million spent, 150,000 wage budget free, projected to have lost lots of money. So promotion is needed. Let's have a look at this schedule. Firstly, club info. Sorry about this. Club info. Johnny Haynes, Mohamed Al Fayed are legends, icons. Cohen, Morgan, McBride, Davies, Simmons, Lewington, Adams. Favourite personnel: Hill, Kearney, Hodgson and Coleman. So Kearney is the only player on there that is currently playing. Our key player is Jean-Michel Serre, captain Bettinelli, vice captain Johansson. And let's have a look at this schedule then. Our next 4 games are Blackpool, Charlton, West Brom and Blackburn. And then we have an also run. Where are Blackpool and Charlton? Blackpool, Charlton. Right, who's up after that? West Brom and Blackburn. West Brom here, Blackburn here. What form are we in? Ooh, 6-1 against Brentford. Ouch. Lost 3-2 to QPR. You can understand why he's got the sack, although we did beat Newcastle. Yeah. Very under par. Morgan Rogers. Is that former West Brom youngster? Yeah, Man City is on loan. Right, so the plan of action is to get these 4 games out of the way and to come back for you to see the new team against Leeds at home and Wigan away. I think that's going to be it as we do for Fulham and then into the next season. So the first episode of Club 3 will be Leeds United at home, Wigan away. There's not really going to be many signings. It's going to be me fixing a lot of things, players that need contracts extending, players that need to be left to go out, playing about with loans and everything else that we need to do to get ourselves set up. Let's have a look at dynamics. Team cohesion's very good. That is great. We need to hold a team meet. Let's hold a team meeting on here. I want to take this opportunity to introduce myself assertively. I think we are good. Make the playoffs. Half of them's not happy, half of them are. I think it's a bit unrealistic to be thinking about making the playoffs. Why? I am very confident we can do that. Well, we've broke Fulham before we've started. Managerial support is going to be low. I'm still studying, I think. Let's have a look at top influences. Bettinelli, Kearney and Johansson. Seri in behind. With Jones, Lamarchard, Grant, Anguissa and more. We have potential here to do something quite special. And enough games left with only a 6-point gap. 10 games left. Let's say we win 6 of those, or we win the next 6 games. That will put us in this playoff position, and then it's what we can do for the rest. I think we have got a good chance at doing that. So I will see you in April for the Leeds and Wigan game. Thanks for watching, and it's a shame MK Dons didn't last longer. I'll see you on the next episode.
We are heroes tonight. We will fly